Hey people, welcome back to PodFest Asia. We're back with another live taping. It's 3:10 a.m. right here in Singapore. I'm still awake because I'm usually on New York time zone. So it's great that I'm able to stay up late because tonight we have Ollie, who is from Las Vegas, hailing from United States. She's coming to grace our event and talk to us. So I'm super excited and to find out more about what she's been up to. So without further ado, let's welcome Ollie to our podcast virtual studio. How are you, my friend? Can you see me?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I love your podcast.
Thank you so much. Thanks for saying nice things about what we do right here on our podcast and also over here at PodFest Asia. So it's always a great honor and privilege to talk to another musician. And I love musicians because they are the artists, they are the creators, or should I say, people who are part of our tribe. So it's incredibly exciting for me to get to know, some of your live streaming as well as your recent I think you have a VR music video that is on Somnium Space, and we'll probably deep dive into that later on. But first, we are always very interested to know about your story. Let's start with your story first. We would love to hear how you got started as a musician and how the journey has been so far for you.
Yeah, definitely. I love music. Obviously, music is my life. I started doing music really young. I was always kind of hearing melodies and, mimicking all the music I heard on the radio. And my parents listened to a lot of music and a wide range of music. I lived with my grandparents as well. They were immigrants from Cuba, and they listened to a lot of Cuban music and Latin music, and they liked classics like Nat King Cole and Ella Fitzgerald. And my dad liked Motown, and my mom really liked classic rock. So I got a really big mix of genres, and I got to learn a lot at a young age. So as I got older, I would take, classes. I took a couple guitar classes, and my dad always told me, he's like, if you want to be a musician, it's hard. You've got to be a good one. So at like 5 years old, I was practicing guitar every day. And so it brought me to now. And I'm addicted to music. It's really a part of me.
This is a fantastic journey. And we know that recently you ventured into the NFT space. And of course, we can even add another accolade to the plethora, of accolades that you already have. I think someone is recently calling you a VR music video artist as well. So how exciting has, this realm been for you? And do you enjoy the creativity and these opportunities to work with more people and more collaborative projects and to extend what you do, which is music, right? So how exciting has that journey been so far for you as well?
Oh, it's been such an adventure. I love collaborating. I love meeting artists from all different modes of art. And I feel like the more minds you put in on something, the greater stuff you can do. And with the VR music videos, really a lot of minds went into that and helping with that. And I couldn't be happier with the result. It was really fun to make that video. And a lot of it, I was actually like wearing my goggles, and it's me in there, you can see me dancing. And the avatar version of me is just as much me as I am. And I really, really just feel lucky to have been able to experience that, because, so many people don't know about the VR stuff yet. And it's so fun, and they're really missing out. I'm so excited for mass adoption of this technology, because we're going to see a lot of cool creative projects coming soon.
And before we share screen and play that VR music video, I think it's really exciting. For me personally, I've never seen a music video by a musician done completely in the VR, in the metaverse. So that's something that we want to show our in Asia shortly. But tell us, how did you discover Somnium Space? I think it's up and coming virtual reality platform, right? Do you know the founders? I think the founder Arthur, right, is an incredible person, and is someone I'm privileged to also interview on another show of mine called the Metaverse Asia podcast recently, I think about a week ago. So, well, did you get a chance to meet him? And then how did this collaboration came about?
Yeah, I actually I love gaming. I play a lot of Resident Evil and I love Sims. I grew up playing Sims and uh, yeah, I'm a avid gamer. So during the pandemic, I was kind of like, okay, there's something missing, you know, like I'm not socializing as much because I'm, you know, on lockdown and I really miss my friends. I want to be able to connect with them, but not feel like we're apart, you know, because we can play video games together, but it doesn't feel like we're together. We can Zoom each other, you know, do virtual calls, but it's not the same. So I didn't realize the VR stuff existed yet, the metaverse. I didn't know that was a thing. And I was actually tweeting my thoughts. I was just like, man, I wish there was a way I could hang out with my friends like virtually, but feel like they're really there, like holograms, you know. And then someone tweeted at me and they're like, check out Somnium Space. And I was like, Somnium Space, what? So I looked it up and I was like, this doesn't look like a video game. What the heck is this? Because they, you know, they're very technical. They're built on the Ethereum blockchain, and you know, it's very advanced technology. So I was like, what is this? And then I actually started watching their live streams and I saw that they did live DJ streaming like dance parties and people were actually together in VR dancing together and they had live concerts and I was like, I have to hang out with these people. This is so fun. So I invested in a VR headset and I actually got a PC and everything just so I could play Somnium Space. And the first time I went in there, it was Jembe Dragonfire's live VR concert. And I went in there and I didn't know what to expect. They invited me in. They were super warm and welcoming. They're all really fun guys. And yeah, I see the singer up there on stage, Jembe, singing with a microphone. And it was like he was right there. It was like I was standing right in front of him. And I just freaked out. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, I'm literally in another dimension. So since then, I've been addicted to Somnium Space. And I've been joining their daily meetups. And I got to meet all of them virtually, at least. I think the only Somnium Space person I've met in real life was the NFT artist, Elo, because he lives here in Vegas too. But I haven't gotten to meet the rest of the gang yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
This is fantastic, and I could feel your enthusiasm for this new metaverse platform, and of course, to actually further extend your art, to the metaverse. I think it's incredible to actually see so many other new mediums coming up. I think NFT is not just a mere JPEG, like a lot of people who don't really understand NFTs, right, think that it's just a JPEG. It's not. It's a medium. And of course, NFT is an integral part of the metaverse. And what we are seeing on the screen right now is your avatar, and probably is also a mixture of some of your actual physical or in-person videos that you shot that is basically playing in the background on the screens as well. And it's even more immersive when we are able to put on our VR headset, right? And basically everything looks gigantic. So how was the experience, or should I say, the first time when you discovered VR, or the first time when you put on your VR headset? Tell us the experience. Did it, blew your mind the same way it did for me recently?
Yeah, it really blew my mind. There's no other way to put it. Like, to be honest, at first, like, it was absolutely beautiful, but I had a little bit of like motion sickness. And I was like, oh no, like, this is so cool. I want to be a part of this, but it feels a little off. And everyone told me, they're like, you'll get used to it. Like, that will wear off. And also you time how long you're in there. And now I'm in there for like 3 hours a day almost, and I never get motion sickness. So it really, you just have to, get used to it. And now I don't even feel like I'm in VR. Like, I mean, it was so beautiful, first of all. Like, I was doing things that I could never do in real life, like flying around and, standing in a thunderstorm and racing cars, things I've never experienced, or actually playing paintball from with people all over the world, in real time, and seeing their faces and hearing their voices. Like, it was just, it's really, I felt like I jumped into a parallel reality, and somnium space. Somnium means dream, and that's what it feels like. Like, I felt like I was dreaming, but it's real. So
It's great that you basically help us to put meaning behind the word somnium, because that's the question I want to ask the founder a week ago, but I forgot to ask him, what does somnium means? It means dreamscapes, right? It means dreams. So it's definitely very vivid dreams. And once you put on a headset, yeah, really taking that red pill or the blue pill. I think the one that people think that you could actually escape reality if the virtual world is even more exciting and more pleasurable, should I say, to actually be in. And I've seen some crazy videos on YouTube where there are people who actually don't remove their VR headsets for like 2 weeks in a row. I'm like, how do you actually survive? You don't, like live in the physical reality world, and are they trying to avoid reality? Do you think that, with how all these big tech firms, like we know that, Facebook came out with a really affordable version of the VR headset. It's called, I think, Oculus Quest 2. That's the one I own that many people say I should not have owned because, we know how Facebook likes to exploit in terms of the data collection and doesn't really care about user privacy, right? But I think it's a great entry or a great way to introduce people who are unfamiliar with the VR world and think that this tech is still a little bit, sketchy and it's unaffordable, but it's so affordable and the experience is quite incredible already. And now we have heard, Apple is gonna be releasing their own AR glasses very soon as well, and probably that could be the game changer, right? Like how this has basically, changed our lives for the past 10, 15 years. I think the VR or the AR glasses are gonna change, the way we communicate, maybe even learn or create, or like what you're doing. You're making a video in a VR world. So are you the first artist, that is actually using the VR, the platform like Somnium Space to create a video out of one of the songs that you recently released across all these great audio streaming platforms like Spotify and iTunes? Are there other artists that you have heard of or you're familiar with who have also put out their work in the VR world yet?
I'm not sure. I know that there are a lot of artists doing VR concerts. I know Travis Scott did one. Marshmello, the DJ, did one. I think Post Malone. Those are some big dogs that did some VR shows. But as far as music videos, I'm not sure. That would be cool if I was the only person. But I hope more people will do them because they're really, I'm entertained by it. Making it was so fun, but I've watched it so many times and I just smile because I remember like how much fun I was having making it. So I hope more people will start doing that kind of stuff, especially in Somnium Space, because it really looks so real. Like, it's really beautiful. And I don't see it as escaping reality. I see it more as like kind of like maybe a mental vacation, because sometimes like I get so overwhelmed in real life and I can't just afford to like hop on a plane and go on vacation and stuff, or visit my friends that are all far away. And this is a way that all your friends, no matter where they are, they can all see each other. We can all hang out together. And even for work meetings, I've used Somnium Space. So it's like enhancing my day-to-day productivity. And I'm hoping with the glasses implemented, something light and, that you can carry around. I'm hoping that one day I'll be able to sit down like in a cafe and maybe one of my Somnium Space friends, I'll see them sitting on the other side. And, we'll be able to bring each other into our real lives too with augmented reality. So the possibilities are really endless. And I think there's always like the negative side of things. I have a Quest as well because that was the most affordable option. I do want to get the Valve Index eventually because I've heard a lot of good things about that one. But yeah, I think there's always bad things. But as long as we have good intentions ourselves, it's like, we can do so much good. We can enhance the good that we do. The connections that we make can be stronger. And with teamwork, we can really do anything. Like we can change the world.
100%. I love, how you are taking a really positive mindset in terms of, like all these affordable VR headsets, right? Yes, they might not be very protective of privacy, or even in terms of how, we know that Facebook likes to collect our data, and they might push a lot of ads, even though we purchase some of those apps outright, but they were still going to be pushing ads to us. It's something that maybe we can endure, or maybe we can choose a premium service. And of course, having more tech companies coming into the frame means that we no longer have to like wear a Oculus Quest like device that looks like a toaster and plant it in front of our face all the time. It definitely looks weird. And I'll never be caught in public, wearing a Quest 2. But if Apple comes out with a glass version, that's the one that will be the game changer. And I think there's so many great things this technology that's bringing to the world, not just musicians like you or artists who are really enjoying, this current renaissance where there's so much creativity, merging with tech, right? And making so much of their work more easily discoverable. And I think that's basically the medium which allows me to discover your music. I think your music is great. I love electronic music, although I'm more like a cyberpunk, industrial, or maybe a heavy metal fan. But I do love, to see different colors painted on palettes, and of course, different forms of expression. So tell us about this genre that you're making. I think EDM has definitely taken off in a huge way over the past decade, right? And you mentioned about all these major label artists. They definitely have the resources and the backing from major labels to do like maybe fortnight concerts and live streams. But it's even making possible right now for independent artists like you to get your music out there and get discovered from even by music fans and our audience in Asia. This is one way for us to discover your music too. Do you think that more platforms like Somnium, would help artists to actually engage their listeners, grow their audience, and have more new opportunities to perform, and without having to actually jump on a flight all the way to Asia just to actually get the music out there? But you could actually now do it virtually in a place like Somnium, and then have hundreds or even not thousands of people tuning in live by just putting on your VR headsets.
Oh yeah. I think Somnium Space is like a huge tool that artists can use to promote themselves. They just started actually something called the Creators Fund, where they're paying artists in crypto to do what they love, so that they'll have more socially engaging content for their gamers and their community. So they're really thinking ahead, and I actually am a part of that this month. So I'm able to do my dance parties. I have a dance party every Sunday in there, and I call it Sunday Fun Day, and I stream on Twitch as well. So they're giving me $1,000 in cubes, which is their cryptocurrency, their in-game crypto, to be able to do that for a month and not have to worry about it, and actually promote myself, and also support the community artists, because there's a lot of people that are doing so many cool things in Somnium Space that I could never have the power to do, and it enhances the show so much. Like there's this one artist named Denevro, and he made me a guitar, a 3D model guitar that I can hold, and my avatar can play guitar as I'm playing it in real life and singing, so you get the effect of me playing for you in real life, no matter where you are, no matter where I am. And the cubes have given artists power to collaborate more, and also promote more. I love Somnium Space for that. I mean, it's such a that was such a great idea. But yeah, they're looking for new artists every 3 months. I think they're going to bring in new artists to the Creators Fund, and see what kind of different things start happening in there. But yeah, I couldn't be more excited. I mean, I'm really thankful to be a part of that community.
And it's great that you mentioned about Cube. I think that's the basically the currency that is used for payments, right? It's a method of payments when you're in the Somnium Space. So what I learned from Arthur, the founder of Somnium Space as well, you could actually also like pay for the usage of NFT cards. So you are actually traversing different land plots or different metaverse, right? You could actually drive the car without having to spend your time, either walking or running. Or I think they also have a teleport machine right now that allows you to press a button, appear in maybe another metaverse far, far away. So there's so much creativity, and that actually puts the spotlight also on people who create all these great 3D objects, right? People in the VXX space in 3D and animation. So do you have friends who are actually making a living by actually creating all these fantastic looking 3D objects like what you just mentioned, placing a 3D NFT guitar on your hand so that you look so real when you're engaging your audience, playing a real instrument that is actually not real. It only exists in the virtual space. So yeah, tell us more about what some of your peers are also up to in this space.
Yeah, Denevro, who I mentioned, he makes a lot of things for the people in Somnium space. He made me a DJ deck too that you'll see at my Sunday Funday dance parties. He made like laser lights for djembe shows. It's really cool, and it's a huge world, and it's a large community. So if you just take a stroll around Somnium space, you'll see all the amazing things people have created, and it will blow your mind. Like, I didn't even know people were this talented. Besides when I play video games, like seeing it in VR, like right in front of you. I mean, these people are architects. They really are. The stuff they build is just like otherworldly, but also like if you saw it in real life, it's like, it's stunning stuff. So yeah, I know Sintiki, he's building me a virtual dance club that we're going to call Prism. And he is a brilliant environmental artist. And he even has his own club or his own bar in Somnium Space called Sintiki Bar. So there's a lot of great people involved that I have another friend named Kino X. He's an amazing, more cyberpunk style artist. And he makes his own environments too. But yeah, he makes like floating cars and very like Blade Runner-esque schemes. And I'm always impressed every day by what I see.
And I'm already getting goosebumps, just hearing you describe all this great work by all these artists. And of course, sometimes even if we are not interested in music, someone could be really interested to actually discover or to appreciate, look at, all this immersive 3D architecture that all these great artists are putting out in the metaverse. Yeah. And maybe, while they're enjoying all this fantastic virtual architecture and they hear the music in the background and featuring a song that is played by you, that's how they discover your music as well. It's great to see all these different artists, all cross-pollinating audiences and using different creatives or some of their creations, right? To bring different people from all sorts of background and people from all, over the world together. I think like it's already mind-blowing that I'm able to do this podcast with you. I'm in Singapore. You're based in Las Vegas, right? So many miles apart, but we are basically already living in metaverse. Although this is just a 2D, we are doing this podcast on a monitor screen, but definitely once we do this next follow-up episode with you, in your virtual world that you have just announced just now that we are able to just go visit and watch you perform in the future, right? I hope to be able to interview you as maybe a after show party and part of the program, and actually be doing it with while we are wearing our VR headsets. Yeah, it will be even more immersive. Yeah. So it's no longer 2D like this. So it could even help me to take my podcasting to the next level. I'm definitely really excited by the possibilities. Any technology that help us to engage, audience more and to actually feel you while we see you perform and talk to you, that is something that I really look forward to. So maybe before we let you go, we just hit the 30th minute mark. Can you believe it? Time really flies when we're talking, excitedly about our favorite topic, yeah, the metaverse, NFTs. I understand that you also minted, or you have some NFT drops recently on Mintable. So tell us about that platform. I believe that the founder was also on my podcast probably 2 months ago. That's when I was doing a NFT theme festival and batch recording like 50 episodes at one go. So he was on the platform. So maybe you could refresh our memory and our audience memory. How is Mintable liked? And in terms of like your NFT drops as well, did it, basically progress, or was it executed according to your expectations? And what do you want to see built next on these NFT marketplaces?
Yeah, I love the idea of NFTs right off the bat. When I started seeing them, I've had my intellectual property stolen a couple times, and it's never fun. And when you're not a powerful, very wealthy person that can afford a bunch of lawyers, you can't really go up against people that are getting away with this stuff, because usually they're well known enough to get away with it. So I love the idea of having a technology that is so encrypted that it protects you as the copyright owner. And I was like, I want to start releasing merchandise this way. So I'll always release my songs for free to people, because I believe music was given me for free. So I have to give it to the world for free, because otherwise that's why I make music, so I could share it with my friends and everybody. So I was like, I need a way to, sustain my business that's protecting my intellectual property, and NFTs seem like the way to go. So I met Zach from Mintable, and he helped me mint my Jurassic song music video, the whole thing. And I was able to sell that on Mintable as an NFT. And that collector owns the music video. It's theirs. I will never redistribute it or recreate it. It is theirs. So it's a really cool collectible aspect to NFTs too. I also was a part of Blau's NFT album Ultraviolet with the song Close that we cut together in 2017. That was really exciting. And actually tomorrow I am a part of the George Lopez and Sabet drop, the Cha-Cha Lucha collection drop. And it's a collection of NFT art and actual physical merch represented by NFTs, like hoodies and vinyl. And I wrote the theme song with God Cloud, the producer, which I think you also interviewed. We wrote that song together called Luchador. And I'm very proud of that. I'm so excited to launch that tomorrow. And we're actually having a launch party in Somnium Space on the 11th. So at about 1 p.m. Pacific time. So that should be fun. They built a whole lucha libre fight ring, and I'm gonna DJ. We'll have the NFT art displayed, so feel like you're actually in a art gallery. It's gonna be special.
And I'll definitely be there as well to support you, and of course to support God Cloud as well. Shout out to God Cloud. So he's a great friend of ours, and actually I've been following his posts as well, talking about this George Lopez collaboration and also with you. So it's really exciting to see all these artists coming together, and artists supporting other artists. I think this is basically what's making this scene so alive and vibrant, right? So many collaborations that are ongoing. Unlike maybe the virtual, or should I say the physical gallery world, where artists are very competitive. They basically don't help each other. So I think it's something that I also discovered when I was very active in Clubhouse. I think sometime in January, probably that's the place where you're also doing a lot of your live, should we say, or live shows, right? Where you actually engage your listeners and your audience on Clubhouse as well. It's a place where you could hear artists just sharing tips and advice and helping each other to actually elevate or spotlight other people's work. So it's great to see this community coming together. So, before we let you go, I want to do a rapid fire round. So the rules are pretty simple. Just keep your answers really short and pithy, maybe maximum 1 or 2 sentences. So are you ready?
Yes.
What are your proudest life moments?
My family, being with my family.
What do you want doing less of in 2021?
Worrying, stressing.
What do you want doing more of in 2021?
Hanging out with my friends and collaborating.
Your advice for NFT artists or musicians out there?
Love. Love everyone, love yourself, and it will all work out.
Any future ambitions or side projects in the pipeline?
I want to go to Singapore and meet you.
Me too. I want to come to Las Vegas to meet you and catch you live in concert. I think that would be an awesome day when it happens. How can people reach you?
On Twitter, on Discord, at Oli Sounds, OLYSOUNDS.
Fantastic. I think this is also another great URL to basically go to visit and follow all your social pages, right? So that's another link that we should share in the podcast show notes later on. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this. And we look forward to see you in Somnium Space and enjoy your music. Yeah. And any last words or message for our audience in Asia before we let you go?
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Wayne, for having me. This has been fun. My song Silence is coming out soon, so check it out.
Fantastic. I really appreciate you. So I'll see you around in real life really, really soon, my friends. Goodbye. Cheers.
You too. Goodbye.
Bye. And that's the end of our show for tonight. I do have another artist scheduled for this week. So it might happen end of this week, or it could happen probably early next week. So my schedule is a little bit upside down right now, not just because Euro 2020 is on and, been staying up late watching all the semifinals. And probably I'll take a day or two rest or break before I'm back next week with more guests on our myriad of shows, including the NFT Asia podcast, the Metaverse Asia podcast, Sports Gaming Live podcast, and Bucket List Bands podcast. So we have a network of shows. Do stay tuned and also do subscribe to our PodFest Asia Substack.com. I think the URL is in the banner right below, and that's where you get also early access to some of our fully edited and audioized, should we say, podcast episodes that are given the proper edit and audio treatment, and it sounds better, and also comes with some extra goodies like videos and snippets and excerpts with captions. So do check out how you can actually be a subscriber and a supporter to enjoy this early access to all our shows and episodes, and get more information on who's going to be appearing and our updated schedule as well. So with that, it's almost 4 a.m. right here in Singapore. Time to hit the sack. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.